Welcome to the latest edition of Music That Left Its Mark. Today I'm joined by Gemma Turl from Exeter in Devon. Gemma is a content creator and a massive lover of music. Hi Gemma, how are you?
Hi Michael, I'm good, thank you. Good to join you.
Excellent, thanks for coming on to talk to me. We have just had a little chat and we've talked to some of the songs we're going to talk about. Really excited and interested to get into this list. But before we do, let's just talk a little bit about the content that you create, because obviously we don't know each other. We
do now.
We met through the medium of TikTok. Tell me about your content, where the idea came from, and what happened there, how that happened.
So I have been on TikTok for quite a while, and it's taken me quite a long time to build up followers. Originally, I just wanted to get enough followers to do TikTok Shop because I work for another company and do their TikTok live, so I thought I could sell stuff too. And then from nowhere, I did see a video on Facebook with another that gave me the inspiration for it, but just did a first song you think of when I say the word crazy, and it went crazy. And I haven't looked back, so I think I've done 45 words so far-ish. Maybe I try and do one a day. My son, I said to, he said, can you stop saying that I've said this, because I'm going to make you, you're making out that I'm not supporting you. And I'm like, well, anyway, I said to him, what if I run out of words? And he said, people will get really fed up with you before you run out of words, don't worry. So thank you. But I do keep thinking of words every day, so yeah, it's great. And then a friend of mine was like, oh, maybe you need to engage with people a bit. So I've started to do top 5 of the songs that people suggest, which takes me ages because I've got like a tally mark. I write down all the songs and I tally them off. So maybe I need to get a cleverer way of doing that. But that's really good because it's good to see.
Do you get much engagement from non-English speaking people?
I don't know, because somebody said the other day, do you have people from all over the world? I did one post ages, months ago at Christmas about, and then I said, oh, where are you from? And it was people all over the world. I don't think I've had one non-English comment.
Okay. The reason I ask is because, as you know, obviously I do my daily challenge, and I've had some comments in Scandinavian and in Croatian, I think.
Wow.
One of the, I think it was certainly Balkan. It was because it was Cyrillic. I had to get the old Google translator out. It was, yeah. I thought, yeah, your top 5s will take time, but if you start adding kind of foreign comments as well, that's going to be really time consuming, isn't it?
Definitely. Have they not got a C translation on TikTok?
No, unfortunately not. No.
Because they have it on other social medias, don't they?
That would have been good. There's a tip. We'll pitch that to TikTok.
Yeah.
Can you remember what your number one song was for Crazy? Can you remember off the top of your head?
I think Crazy in Love, maybe, by Beyonce.
Okay.
I think so. Because I started writing it in the comments, and then like writing it in the bottom of the video, my choice. And then my son was like, well, you don't need to watch the video then, do you? Just look at your spiel at the bottom. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, I won't do that anymore. I think maybe I should do it in the top 10 video. I should say mine was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, you don't want to influence other people because you just want it to be their first thought.
Yeah. So maybe when you do your top 5,
yeah,
say what your choice would have been. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But when I engage with your content, I comment before I look because I just want it to be my idea.
Yeah. You just wonder where your brain takes you, don't you? It's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
From one word.
Yeah. Brilliant. It really is good, and I really do enjoy the content. And I've told a few people, and I've shared a few, and I'm always pointing people at it because it is quite good. And it's funny because I thought I was thinking about this because obviously I'm in the middle of my 365-day challenge, which is slightly different but very similar.
It is. I'm enjoying that too.
But it's really funny. I mean, obviously, lots of people are starting to. There's a bit of cross collaboration going on there between followers and things. So that's all really good. Happy days.
The other side that's really good is I do TikTok lives.
Yes.
So it's very haphazard. It's very like when I've got a minute when the rest of the house are doing something else. But that's really good because then you fall down all sorts of holes talking about Often people will say a song that's related to a film, so then we'll spend ages talking about films, or just it's
Yeah,
could stay on there for hours.
a lot of my music comes, a lot of my kind of the songs I like come from movies, and because a lot of songs pass, it's like life, isn't it? You listen to what you listen to. Songs pass you by, and then you see it in a movie or an advert,
Yeah,
and I'm like, ooh, I like that. And
yeah,
then um, Fountains DC,
yeah.
Starburst, Deep in Mobland.
Mobland, yeah.
Would never listen to them, but
No, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's such a
I
good
love
song.
British gangster kind
It's
of.
such a good song.
Yeah, it is. And
Brilliant.
Carolina, I like that, and it's like
Yeah,
that's one on the playlist.
really,
Absolutely.
really good song.
Okay, so let's get into your choices then, shall we?
Okay.
Um, what did you go for first?
Okay, so my first one was Can't Take My Eyes Off You by, very importantly, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Okay.
Now I say that because I think one of your other podcasts, you were talking about covers, weren't you, with one of your friends?
Yes. Very controversially about how.
Yes.
Well, yeah, the idea of that one was I used to work with Mark, that particular chap. He's retired now, and he always said he hates covers, I hate covers, and and he's a really big music. He's got a lot of knowledge about music, and the more we talked, the more we realised actually there was some cover versions you liked. I said, let's do a little episode about that.
And I do love the cover version of this, but most people think the cover version is the original song, don't they? So I'm
Yes,
talking about Andy Williams' version.
yeah,
And everyone says, oh, yeah, definitely. And it's always played at weddings. But like you've talked about before, I try and work out where my love for music comes from. And I think it comes from obviously your parents and your family. And a lot of that is from listening in the car. So we always listen to Frankie Valli, and also the Carpenters as well. So it was a close one of which one I was going to say.
okay.
And also I was struggling with Can't Take My Eyes Off You, also, and My Eyes Adored You as well. So all about the eyes, which is actually my word of the day today, which is a bit scary. I didn't mean to do that, but
Yeah,
anyway,
it's right.
yeah. Always selling. So we used to listen to it in the car. I have a massive love for Frankie Valli. I don't know if you've been to see the musical Jersey Boys.
I
It tells
haven't,
their
I'm afraid.
story. Oh, if you ever get the chance, you have to go and see it because it's just amazing. Yeah, I just love it. It means a lot to me. It's a very special song that, I don't know, just. But then I think going forward as well in different parts of life, lots of people have it at weddings, the Andy Williams version. So it just links in different ways, doesn't it? Spiderweb's out. But yeah, originally I am a Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons fan, and so that's why that song is very special to me. Really funny the other day, because I do love it that my children have playlists on their phones of like old songs. I'm like, how do you know this song? I went in and my son was playing that version, and I said, oh, Bills, I'm so proud that you've got Frankie Valli and not Andy Williams. And he said, oh, well, I just looked it up because I watched 10 Things I Hate About You and it was in there. And so that's the version that came up. And I was like, oh, I thought I just taught him well, but it was just luck.
There's a nice little story about cover for me, anyway. Certainly
Yeah,
emotional for me, but controversial.
yeah.
I'm a huge. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a massive Def Leppard fan. Never missed a UK tour since 1988. Been a huge fan all of my kind of adult life since I was about 14. And my daughter, she's 30 years old this year. At her wedding, she didn't tell me she was going to do this. At her wedding, before she danced with her husband, the DJ announced that she was going to do a first dance with her dad. And she chose Waterloo Sunset, but Def Leppard's version, which is her favourite song, and I did not know. And that was purely because we always had Def Leppard on in the car, and I held it together all day.
Yeah. Well, till
That
then.
that was the bit that made me cry. And
Definitely it made you
yeah,
cry.
that was
Probably
the
could
bit.
make me
Yeah,
cry now. Could make me cry.
it was really was a beautiful moment. And you not only that, you think that's parenting done right.
Yeah. It's
So
good.
yeah,
It's a good
I
feeling.
I understand the importance of the right people as well. The
Yeah.
right versions and things is
Yeah.
really important. Excellent choice, good song as well.
It's such a good song.
And it's funny because I went through a phase of listening to kind of that kind of old Rat Pack swing stuff. You know, I used to own a cafe bar years ago, and I used to put playlists together, that kind of stuff. And interestingly, I've just booked a holiday to go to. We're going to Sorrento this year, and I've kind of started finding myself kind of singing those kind of songs because they've got that kind of hot summer Italian vibe to them. You know, so it's yeah,
Yeah,
definitely a good song.
yeah.
Excellent, cool.
So yeah, that's number one. It was very close. I was going to say the Carpenters as well, because the Carpenters, I know they're really a hate or love, aren't they? Often I'll find somebody, they're like, oh my God, you love the Carpenters, because I really do. And then some people are like, oh, I hate them.
I've never met anybody who doesn't like the Carpenters.
Oh yeah, I have. I think because I'm such a fan.
I wouldn't say I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan, but they're certainly not offensive. You know,
No,
I
I
wouldn't go,
think
oh
I
no,
must
really
bring that
shouldn't.
out in people because I rave about them so much.
Okay,
You know what I mean? I think.
excuse me.
And my memory of one of their albums is I had it on a CD, and we went to Florida on holiday. I went with my auntie and uncle, and so you do loads of driving when you're on holiday in Florida, and I listened to it continuously for the whole 2-week holiday, one album. So I am a true Karen Carpenter fan. I love her.
Amazing. And we have got some Carpenters on the list as well, don't we? We do have some Carpenters on the list.
Yeah. So
Oh,
she'll
very
come up next, maybe, a bit later.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you got for me next?
So number 2, I've got a photo. This won't be very good for people listening, but this, I don't know if you can see, is a talent
yes.
show. Yes. I don't know if you can spot me. You probably can, because if you look at all of the other children, they're all looking like children. I'm dressed up as Madonna.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, do you see that? So before lip syncing was a thing, I did it in the local talent contest. I can't sing. I definitely can't sing, but
And you are a lady, so we are going to ask you how long ago that was.
it was a long time ago. I think I might have been 8. Anyway, so that is clearly where my love of Madonna started.
Okay.
I did True Blue. That was what I lip synced there. So I am a diehard Madonna fan. And again, because my mum was, so we listened to it a lot when I was younger. I've been to see her. I think my mum went to see, can't remember what tour my mum went to see. And she was like, oh, I wish I'd taken you because there was loads of children your age. So I think I probably went to see her when I was like 12, maybe, the first time. And yeah, just love everything about her. I love that she was on stage with Sabrina Carpenter, not that like 2 weeks ago or something. But I've chosen Like a Prayer. I could have chosen any song, but I've chosen Like a Prayer because I remember when it came out on CD cassette and the cassette smelt of her perfume. It was like, blew me away. So that, and it obviously had the words, so I used to smell it a lot because you used to take it out to read the words inside. But now I have a group of girls and we often have kitchen discos and we play Like a Prayer. It's one of our songs that we play in the kitchen. It was my friend's 50th birthday party this year, and she hired a bar and we all had lots of fun. She had a good playlist. And one of my friend's husbands said to her, it was like we weren't even there. And she said, what do you mean? She said, I felt that was really weird. He never says that. He said, I might as well have not been in the room. And she said, oh, why? And he said, because you were he said, I can't explain the the emotion and the energy coming from you girls in a circle singing Like a Prayer. It was like we were literally like witches in a coven or something. I don't know.
I'm here for that.
It takes over.
I'm here for that. Absolutely.
And I think when it came out, it was just such a different song, wasn't it? It just.
And the video was amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Caused loads of problems, but of course that's the kind of stuff that sends songs to number one,
and that's
gets them banned off radios and TV channels, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked Madonna. My wife is a huge Madonna fan. I do love Madonna. Like a Prayer is up there. I like some of the latest. I mean, I love Frozen, and I want to say Hung Up. Is it Hung Up? The kind of the disco album. Yeah, that's kind of. You know, I love the way that she's constantly reinvented herself.
Yeah, completely evolving all the time, and still now.
And even
just brought out a new song with Sabrina Carpenter.
Still relevant, and that's what
It's
I think.
mental.
It is. And it's funny, isn't it? Because I often have arguments with people about the most influential kind of decade of music, and people, it's the '60s, it's the Beatles, and I'm like, no,
No.
no, because it's like the band. Yeah, okay, you've got the Rolling Stones, and there's not many more, not many more artists from that era who are still relevant. Maybe Elton was the '70s, I suppose, and he's kind of still relevant, and still kind of that level of popularity. But you think about the '80s, and they've influenced so much music that's happening now. The different artists are popping up in different collabs and things, and it's absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal. As I said, as a Def Leppard fan, to see Taylor Swift singing Def Leppard songs is like, bringing it to a whole new audience, and it's
Yeah.
brilliant. You
Yeah.
know,
It was amazing. Yeah, and on that note, and I know that some people are like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that, but the first concert I went to, and this was a really good TikTok I did, first concert you went to, and I did it as a live as well. What was your first concert?
it was Def Leppard, Hysteria, live in the Round in Your Face, 1988, Birmingham and EC.
So I worked out on my live that mine was in 1988. I went to see Michael Jackson, the Bad Tour. Yeah, in Cardiff Arms Park. My uncle took me. So yeah, and obviously I just went to see the film last week. I don't know if you've seen it.
Not yet, no.
But it ends on the Bad Tour, and I was obviously really young, so I do remember going to Cardiff Arms Park. I remember roughly where we sat. I remember being blown away. But they showed his guitarist, and it was a female. I think all the band were female. I don't know, but maybe. But she had like massive blonde 80s hair. And I saw it on the screen. I was like, oh my God, that's what she looked like. It just came from nowhere. And I'm like, isn't it mental that music can do that? And yeah, just that memory.
I've said it before on different episodes of the podcast. If you've listened, you might have heard me say this. But to me, music is to the ears what the smell of grass is, fresh cut grass is to the nose. It just transports you back to a time,
Completely.
to a place, to a moment. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
Excellent.
Me too.
Yeah. Your third choice, I'm loving. Loving.
So again, this was my dad. I did go and see him with my mum. I remember when I was about 12, my dad buying me the gold CD of this album that had obviously been out before. We did have it on record. Something that I bring up lately now as well is I really, really, really want a Panasonic 1980s stereo system, because my mum and dad had one in their living room. I seem to think it cost £1,000. I don't know where I would have got that from if I didn't, but this was in the 80s.
Are we talking stack? Are we talking flat?
Yes.
Okay.
So it had like double tape, amplifier, radio, and record player on the top, and then a push button door that came out to put the records in. Anyway, my favourite record was Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf. So we used to play it a lot. And then, like I said, later on my dad bought me the gold CD, which I've still got. We've actually just got a car and it's got a CD player in, which is really weird, so maybe I should get it out the loft and play it. And I could have said any song on that album. You know when people say choose one album, if somebody said they'd shoot you if you sang one word wrong, what album would you sing? It would be this album. I know it back to front completely. Don't test me because I'll probably mess it up now. But anyway.
I wouldn't do that to you.
So obviously I have the memories with my dad in the car, listening to it, and at home on the hi-fi. And then one of my best friends, who is my business partner now, used to, when I was 16, we used to work in a salon and we used to walk into town to the pub and we'd have one ear each in from the Walkman. And we would sing this very song. So Paradise by the Dashboard Light is my song because we would sing it walking into town. And we have been known to sing it on many occasions in a karaoke bar or murder it or annihilate it. But we absolutely love it.
Full version, including the radio announcer.
I know it all.
Yep. Excellent.
And I know when to come in as well.
That is an amazing. I mean, that album was seminal, and it was It was groundbreaking for its time. 79?
Yeah,
I want to say 79.
think so. Yeah.
It was just pre-80s, wasn't it? 79. Fantastic. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was cool.
I'm a rocker. I am a rocker. So it's a fantastic album, but that song was something else. I mean, it's 7.5 minutes or something. It's 7.5, 8 minutes or something. It's absolutely amazing, that song. And I have it makes me laugh because I have a colleague I work with, and she's a young girl. That's her well, I say it's her karaoke song. She doesn't need the karaoke when she's had enough wine.
Or us.
And we have multiple videos of her doing it, and she does obviously she does it on her own, but she does both parts, and she just it's just a great song.
It's a great song, and it's really funny because not lots of people say that they like Meatloaf, do they? But when you're doing karaoke, I remember we were doing it one time, and everybody started to join in with us on the microphones with all the words, and it is like a universal. Oh, I just love him. And at the Isle of Wight Festival a few years ago, they had a Meatloaf impersonator, and it was because it's just the music, isn't it? I have seen Meatloaf in real life, but for somebody else to sing the songs that you know so well, was brilliant.
Just the atmosphere and everything. It's just and it's funny you saying about you. Just again, another memory just popped into my head. My stepdaughter got married in Cyprus a couple of years ago, and her uncle Bob decided he would do Bat Out of Hell, funnily enough, on karaoke, and it was the most out of time karaoke I have ever heard he murdered it, but it was just funny. It was just funny.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And that is such a good song, isn't it? And again, you probably haven't, but we've been to see Bat Out of Hell the musical twice or three times, and it is amazing.
The issue we have is I live in the frozen north.
Oh, yeah.
I live way in the north, so we don't get to the big city very often.
No.
So I know you are a bit closer to.
There, I've said two musicals you have to go and see, but Bat Out of Hell the musical is amazing.
And even when the tour, they tend to go to places like Newcastle or Glasgow, and Newcastle's the closest, and it's 105 mile or something. So it's. I mean, we took a. We were in London October last year, and we took a show. We did take a show in.
Yeah.
We went to see Just for One Day, which was the Live Aid.
The Live Aid one
was amazing. By the way.
We need to go and see that.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So, brilliant. Yeah. Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. What a song.
What a song.
What a song. Okay. Song number 4.
One. Stand By Me by Oasis. Now, I, like many other people my age, was lucky enough to get a ticket last year. And it came around full circle, I think, because me and my middle son queued for 8 hours on our phones and didn't get in, and then I got one of those special emails 2 days later to say you can apply for 2 tickets next Saturday. It was quite funny. I do go and see quite a lot of live music and festivals, so I know what it's like to queue for tickets. But when you get a code and they say you can buy a ticket at 9:30, I almost forgot to do it, and I was like, I don't really know if I even want a ticket, because there was no fight, there was no queue, there was no... Literally, I went on and I could choose where I wanted to sit. Anyway, so I got 2 tickets, and my son, who I'd queued with all day, I was like, I really felt like I should take him because he really, really wanted to go. My brother was like, you've got to take me. But my husband bought my ticket in 1996 to see Oasis when they came to West Point in Exeter. So I said, it's only fair, I buy you a ticket back. So it is that period of our lives, I don't know, 95 was it, their first out, 94, 95?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Be Here Now came out in 1997, and I think my boyfriend, my now husband, because we've been together for a long time, had a car, so he had this CD in his car, and I think we listened to it again and again and again and again and again. And like I say, we went to see them in Exeter, and it was amazing. You were talking about your experience. I think our first experience in 1996 was a bit like that, where there was lots of things being thrown around the crowd. It was quite rough and ready, but amazing. And I was 17 or 16 or 17, so it was great. Last year, you'll know this because you went as well, it was one of the most joyous days I've ever had in a musical environment because everybody was like a similar age. Everybody was so excited to have that ticket. Everybody around us, we made friends with everybody because everyone was like, have you seen them before? When did you last see them? It was just, I loved all of it. I don't know where it came from, but Stand By Me came on and I just burst into tears and sobbed for the whole song. And my husband was like, why are you crying? And I was like, I just don't know. I don't know where this has come from, but music, some songs just do that to you, don't they? And I think I had a quite turbulent teenage time and I don't know where all this emotion came from, but I absolutely sobbed the whole way through. I could cry now thinking about it.
It's yeah, I mean, brilliant song.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean that whole Live 25 was just an experience. I know you say you went to Wembley, didn't you? Yeah, my journey to a ticket was, you know, when you say something's meant to be. Yeah, so I queued on the
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah.
nothing. I got the email saying I
Yeah.
could re-queue because I got kicked out of the queue apparently because I was a bot.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We had that
then they
twice.
sent me the email back and said, "Well, look, we identified that you weren't. You can join the queue on this day, and you can have another pop. No ticket."
Oh.
My friend Kev, who has a business, plug for my mate Kev, he's got a business. You find him on Facebook, definitely made by Kev. He
Hmm?
does. He made souvenir tickets and he does trainers, Oasis trainers and mugs. And in fact, he did the music that left its mark mugs for me and everything.
Oh, cool.
Um, Kev went to Cardiff for the opening night. Kev is a massive Oasis fan, and ironically, he lives about half a mile from Heaton Park.
Wow.
And I live, I live about 130 mile away from Heaton Park. Um, the night they opened in Cardiff, I had no ticket, and I went onto TikTok
Hmm.
and I was following somebody who was streaming it live, and I'd kind of resigned myself to the fact I wasn't going, and I was sitting there and I could feel I was gutted. It looked amazing. I was absolutely gutted, and I just said to my stepson who sat at the other end of the couch, I'm devastated. I wish I had a ticket." And he's got his best friend Tom, who wasn't here, but Owen says to me, this is my stepson, um, "Oh, Tom's got a spare ticket for next Saturday." I went, "What?" Now Tommy's at the time Tom was 22 years old. Tom's got a spare ticket for next Saturday. I said, "When were you going to tell me this?" He said, "I just have." So I phoned Tom, and Tom said, "Oh, yeah, I've got a spare ticket." He said, "But the problem is we've lost our lift."
Oh, no worries.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Heaton Park on the Saturday, it was about 28 degrees. It was the weather was amazing. As I said, 15 seconds into the opening track, "Hello," I felt this wet stuff pour down my shoulder. The poor guy next to me got a mouthful.
Oh,
Of someone had obviously weed in the glass because we were quite close to the front as
yeah.
well. But you say about songs and the things I've heard most of the Oasis tracks. I don't know how many times. Like I say, I'm 50 odd years old. I remember them all first time around. But Acquiesce passed me by completely until that day, and it is now my favourite Oasis track. It was just amazing. Just the whole atmosphere was electric.
It was electric. It was. It was like magical. It was unbelievable. It was an unbelievable night.
Yeah, it
But
really
what
was.
I think as well because we didn't get tickets in that original one, and loads of people got Cardiff the first night, and I really thought I don't think they're going to make it to Wembley. I think they'll fall out. So I was like, oh, I don't, we were going to stay in a friend's flat. I was like, well, we might go. Hopefully we'll go. And like I said, because when I bought the ticket, I was just like, oh, I don't know. Do I really want to go and spend all this money? But yeah, oh, it was.
Yeah, and you know what? I've seen all the rumours about the 5 nights at
Yeah,
Nebworth. this
Never.
next year or this year or next year, or and then apparently they're talking about Celtic Park in Scotland for a load of gigs, which is a lot closer to me. Um, and you know what? I'm like,
I
I'm
am.
over, I'm over it.
I don't think I'm over it. I think I
Well,
don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil last year because it
if I,
was so
if I
amazing.
get if I get a ticket, I'll go. But
Yeah,
I won't be gutted because I was there, and
yeah,
it was like, you're
yeah.
right. Lightning can't strike twice in the same place.
No.
So
So yeah, so
yeah,
I think I would like to go with my boys if they would go. They would. The older two definitely would. I'd like to because we again in our when they were sorry that was the front door when they were probably our two older ones when they were maybe 8 and 10 we had Time Flies double CD in
yeah,
the
yeah.
car. So they would just say, put number 5 on, put number 5 on, put number 4 on. And they, they knew it through there. So yeah, so it would be good to take them to see them.
Yeah, it would be good, and it's good again. It's great parenting when your kids are listening to stuff you were listening to when you were a youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
So yeah, Stand By Me is the standout song of that year. And then, yeah, like you say, I don't know, in 97 I might have said a different song, but
Yeah, I think yeah, and you change. Yeah, it's like people. We won't go there, but people ask me all my time about what was my favourite song, and yeah, you've got to ask me on a day because it'll change.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll change from day
It's
to
really
day.
hard. You asked me to say 5 songs. I find it impossible.
I don't think I said five. I
No,
might
I
have said
know. But somebody said 5, and I was just like, oh, I'll try and get 5 then. I'll
I,
try.
I
I'll
might
try.
have. The beauty is, and I genuinely mean this. I do multiple episodes with people, so we maybe have you back in,
Yeah, yeah.
5 or 6 months' time, and we'll do some more songs
All
and
different.
talk. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Paolo Nutini, your
Do you
next choice.
do you know anything about Paolo Nutini or no? Because so it
I know some of the songs. I like him. I can sing along with. He's quite a joyous singer. He's got quite a really nice. And if I'm getting if and again, forgive me because this is the guy from he's Glaswegian.
yeah
Yeah,
really strongly yeah
yes, I am on the right guy. He's Glaswegian, and yeah, Pencil Full of Lead was just a brilliant song, brilliant lyrics.
yeah
But he's just quite an upbeat, joyous kind of singer, and I do I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but I certainly don't. When he comes on the radio, I kind of knew he is, and
yeah.
he's like, yeah, I can.
It's really funny because when I wrote my original list and then I got to the end and I was like, oh my god, Paolo's not on there. I've got to put a Paolo song on because I am not a stalker, but he is the person I've been to see the most.
That's what a
I
stalker
think,
would
yeah,
say.
I know. So I first saw him, I think, in, oh, I don't even know the year. He was 18 and he came to Exeter University. And I was like, oh, so I took my husband. And my husband really does like music, but I love live music and would go and see anybody live. And I've been to hundreds of concerts and festivals. He's not so keen. So he literally stood behind me with his old arms folded. It was like he was my security guard. I was going mad. And he said, I just can't understand a word he says. And I was like, I don't need to listen to what he says. He sings and you can hear every single word he sings. So he was 18 the first time I saw him. And I've been to see him quite a few times since. And I've seen him all over the place. And I've seen him at festivals. Probably the best time I saw him in 2011 was the first year I went to Glastonbury. I've tried for years and years and years and years to get tickets. And I got a ticket in 2011 and it was like it was my year because it was Coldplay were there, Say was headlining, and Paolo Nutini was on the Pyramid stage on the Saturday, and we were right at the front. And I don't know if you've ever been to the front of the Pyramid stage at Glastonbury. It's like being in the trenches in a world war, because you have to stay there. And it was my first Glastonbury and I had some lovely shiny new Hunter wellies and I was at the front and all I kept saying to everyone was, if you're going to go for a wee, it's fine, but can you just tell me so I don't want you to wee in my wellies. Anyway, we then made friends with everybody around you because you have to because you're so close. And somebody had a packet of biscuits and I remember them saying, oh, do you want a biscuit? We'll cut it in half and we'll share it. And it was ridiculous. Paolo Nutini came on and I remember saying to the boy next to me who's really tall, if he sings No Other Way, can I go on your shoulders? Because I would have been on the TV because we were that close. And then he sang it and I was like, oh my God, it's my song, it's my song, it's my song. And he said, get up. And I was like, oh no, I can't, because what if I get the words wrong? What if I'm on live telly and I forget the words? I couldn't. So, but that was the best time. The last time I saw him was again at the Eden Project. I don't know if you've heard of the Eden Project.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Jurassic Park. We've seen lots of people there, but I've seen him there twice. So yeah, that was the last time. But I just love that man. I love him because I think you've said before about lyrics. He just writes amazing lyrics. In his latest album, I'm going to forget the words now, but he writes a song, Take Me, Take Mine, and it's all about if you're anxious or I'll have my peace of mind is basically it. And it's just amazing. So yeah, I love that man. And I think there's probably 2 songs that I'll skip. I just love it all. I love everything he brings out.
Yeah. And that's coming across very, very strongly.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Stalkerish. A bit stalkerish.
No, not at all. I listen to lyrics. I'm very deeply into lyrics, and I mentioned earlier the reason this podcast actually exists. To be fair, how it came about was because of a conversation I had when I was 5 years old with my sister, and it was about lyrics in a song, and I asked her to explain them to me, and it did 2 things. It set a hair running with I have an obsession now with lyrics and my sister said there's a story in every song, is what she said to me. When you're 5 years old, it's quite impressionable. So now I'm looking for the story all the time. And the second thing it did for me was gave me an obsession with the Northern Lights, which is why I spend a lot of my winter months photographing the Northern Lights. I've been all over Scandinavia and various places to photograph them, and we do get quite a lot of them here up on the northwest coast of Cumbria. So I can often be found on a beach at 2:00 in the morning in winter with a camera. Yeah, all because of lyrics.
Lyrics, yeah. I remember when Adele brought her album out, and I don't know which one it was. And on the CD, at the end, she spoke about every song and about why she wrote it. And that makes it so different to listen to it when you know why somebody's written a song. And there is a song in her latest album called I Drink Wine, which everyone always says, oh, I know you like that one, because I do love wine. And obviously I know all the words and it's amazing, but she sang it in the last Carpool Karaoke with James Corden. I don't know if you ever watched that. And she said, I thought about you when I wrote this first verse, and you just listen to it and you think it's amazing. And then in that song she says, a road less travelled is a road best left behind. And you're like, oh, that's good. It's a good line, isn't it? It's a good line. So yeah, she comes up with lots of really, really good lines. So yeah, I'm all about the lyrics too.
Yeah, stories behind songs really sell it to me.
Yeah.
I became obsessed back in the 80s with started with the Fun Boy 3, Our Lips Are Sealed. And you know the story, yeah, that he was dating Jane Wiedling in the Go-Go's, and that this was the love letters between them, and then obviously the Go-Go's version, and I was obsessed with that. And then it just I love. I've been talking to a lady, a musician. I don't know if you've come across a lady called Alexis Strum recently. She released some singles back in the early noughties, I think. And she's just releasing some albums now. She's bringing some stuff back out, and she's hopefully we're going to get her on the podcast shortly.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And she wrote a song called Swim, which is a lovely song, and it's about the fact that her, let me get this right, is a mum got dementia, and she could never swim, and it's all about the fact that she'll never learn to swim. And it's just when you listen, you kind of, when you understand what something's about, it just takes it to another level.
Definitely.
So yeah, check her out if you don't know. She's
I will. I'd probably do. I just can't think. But yeah. Oh yeah.
Marvelous. And now we come back to the Carpenters.
We do. I know I said a bit about them before, but I just think she was amazing. I think I watched the film of her when I was really young. I don't know if I was 8 or 9. Her life story, and she was an amazing drummer, and they pushed her to be at the front because she has the most amazing voice. And again, I think that the Carpenters are a little bit underrated. You know, when they do best guitar solo in a song and all things like that, lots of people say that one of Richard's guitar solos comes up often, and I can't think what song it is in now. Anyway, Close to You, I just love that song. I also like Touch Me when we're dancing as well. Yeah, see, it's really hard. Maybe that's why I didn't say the Carpenters, because I can't choose one song. It's really, really hard.
No, I would concur. She's got a beautiful voice, and yeah, I do think that they get overlooked.
Yeah.
I think they get overlooked because when you think about the contemporaries in that era, like the Osmonds and possibly who else would you put there? Maybe the Mamas and the Papas in there and things, and they tend to be a little bit more mainstream. They tend to be a little bit more popularized, whereas the Carpenters just tend to get overlooked a little bit. And I think technically and from a talent perspective, I think they were really good. They were superb.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue with you and say that no.
Some people do though. It's really funny. I said this to you, didn't I? I think it's maybe because I'm so passionate about them. I've
It's
got a few friends who are obsessed, and in our kitchen discos often we'll say, "Oh, put the Carpenters on," and then half the room will go, "No, we don't want to listen to the Carpenters." It's really funny.
yeah, it's either for me. I think that there are some bands, and the Carpenters are one, that are just not offensive. And how could you not like? You don't have to be the biggest fan in the world,
No.
but how could you not like them? You know, the Carpenters, ABBA, right? You
Yeah.
don't have to be an, but how can you not like ABBA? You
Yeah.
know, it's not
Exactly.
Queen. I don't trust anybody who says they don't like Queen because they
No.
are so diverse
Yes.
that there is something that you will like. You know, Michael Jackson. I'm not a Michael Jackson fan, but again, he's almost the male version of Madonna in that respect. That he changed and moved and he evolved with his albums and things. And whatever you think of the man or whatever, he was musically talented. You know,
It's amazing. Just going back to Queen, can I just add two songs to my playlist, please?
of
Very
course.
quickly. Breakthrough by Queen was my dad's favourite Queen song, so it just reminds me of him. And again, probably being in the car. And not lots of people think of that song, do they? Because that was quite a later song.
Yeah.
And then the like probably a year or two ago, my husband listens to DJX constantly, and it drives me mad because he just doesn't have any playlists. So DJX just plays you songs.
Okay.
Yeah. But I said, "Who is this? What is this song?" And it was "Cool Cat" by Queen. Have you ever heard it?
Cool Cat.
Cool Cat.
No.
Such a good song.
I will check that out
Oh, Cool Cat.
because I thought I'd heard. You know, I mean, people say to me about your favorite Queen. I mean, my favorite Queen song without doubt is "Who Wants to Live Forever."
Yeah.
Um, but things like "I'm in Love with My Car," I
Mm.
love that, and people go, "What? Never heard of that." Brighton Rock,
Mm.
amazing song. And again, if you listen to Brighton Rock, for those that haven't heard it, you listen to that Brian May guitar solo, which is about 7 minutes long. You will hear in there music that influenced Led Zeppelin, the Stones, other bands that that really that they took from that. Amazing band. I mean, and obviously,
Amazing. But Cool Cat is so different, and it doesn't even sound like Freddie singing, really. I mean, obviously, you can tell it's Freddie singing, but it's so different to anything I've heard of Queen before.
and that's a talent that's
Yeah.
definitely well lost and missed. Yeah. Sorry, Adam Lambert and
Oh,
the guy from Bad Company.
yeah.
Um, I forget his name. His name escapes me. Who? But
Yeah.
you're not Freddie, and
No.
you'll
No
never be
one's
Freddie.
Freddie. No one's Freddie. No one's Freddie. But yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think we've just got one more song that I have to talk about.
We have, which we have in common. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I put it as one of my songs the other day about was it the intro song?
You did, yes. It was on my challenge. It was song with the best intro for you.
I don't know, and I was thinking when I listened to this song, I don't know what it is about some tunes or some words or just give you a feeling, don't they? And that song at the beginning like I said, it is my one song that I will never, ever, ever skip. Whatever mood I'm in, whether I'm sad or happy or going on a night out or last listened to it driving to the beach to go for a swim. Do you know, it just fits every mood for me. And again, think it is from that time, my teenage years. Obviously it was on a film track. Yeah, I'm not even a humongous Massive Attack fan. I mean, I do, I like their music. I've got others of their songs, but this is, I think, I can't say my favourite song at all. It is the song I will never skip. And it is Unfinished Sympathy. And I wrote it down, and my husband said that's the wrong spelling. It's sympathy, and symphony. And I said, no, it's not. And then he made me double. That's why I just said it wrong. It's Unfinished Sympathy. That is the title, not symphony.
Listen, if anybody who has heard that song will know, it doesn't matter what it's called.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It is from the first bar.
Yes,
it is an amazing track.
It is.
I'll probably get shot down in the comments now. I'm gonna say it's early '90s, early to mid '90s. That was kind of my kind of clubbing years.
Yeah.
So kind of after like Black Box and that, obviously that was that was very seminally my and kind of Adamski and the inception of Seal and all that kind of, and then this was just amazing. You alluded to the fact it's in a soundtrack on a movie soundtrack. It is from Layer Cake, which was 2000, which is one
Yeah,
of
but it was
my
on
favourite
the
movies.
one before that, wasn't it?
It's been in other movies, absolutely, but that's where I kind of almost associate it with.
What was it? What is that film called?
Layer Cake.
No, the one with Michelle Pfeiffer in, because that was the one in the 90s. That, I think that's how it became famous. I'm Googling because I can't think now.
I'm trying to think. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I'm sure it was her.
Wasn't Fatal Attraction, was it? No.
No, but it was the one where she was like a film. Can't even type.
It eludes me. It is just that again, another seminal track. Really, I think when you say a Massive Attack to anybody, that's the song they think of.
Yeah.
And it is an amazing tune. It is. I have a couple of playlists stored in my phone, for various moods, if you will.
Yeah.
And road trip playlists, and it's on more than one.
Yeah. For me too. It is. Yeah, and like I said, I started when I did my TikTok journey of trying to find a niche and a video that might stick. So I did a few songs I'll never skip. And that was the first one I did, I think, because that was the one I came to straight away. I'm trying to think of the other ones I did. Oh, I don't know. I can't think. They've all gone. Oh, I don't know. That's why we'll have to do another volume. And I'll do the songs I could never skip. And I'll do also the songs that I would sing in a cover band if I was in a cover band and I could sing those as well.
And I thought I was the only person who kind of thought like that. I wish I could sing this.
Yes, I wish I could sing. Oh God, I wish I could sing.
Yeah. I told you I am essentially a frustrated DJ. Back in the 80s, I have a late uncle, God rest his soul. He used to have a mobile. He was a mobile DJ. He used to do weddings and christenings and discos in youth clubs and things. And I used to go with him. And it was back in the day when it was literally double decks, boxes of vinyl. And we didn't have headphones. It was the old telephone receiver. And I used to love that. And then unfortunately he passed away. And that kind of all just went and it just stopped.
Oh.
And thought, and it's funny. We have a local radio station. I know a couple of people who are involved in it, and they keep saying, come on, have a go. And I'm like, I don't know. I enjoy this.
I've got two friends that that DJ on our local radio station, Phonic FM. Is it Phonic where you are? Because I think it's
No, it's we have it's CRFM.
okay.
Yeah, it's a small licensed. It's specifically CRFM West Cumbria because we are very kind of provincial where I live. Local town for local folk.
Yeah. But yeah, my friend who does a Sunday morning show, when I told him about my TikTok, he was like, "Oh God, this is brilliant!" And then he sent me the next day like a whole list of words to use, and then I was like, "Do you want me to come on and do a weekly little slot word of the week?" He was like, "Maybe." He wasn't very impressed. I was like, "I could do that."
But no, I often wish I could sing because I always because I want to. It's weird. I want to force my music on people. It's like, and when you go on holiday and things, you see people on karaoke and things. I just want to get up there and absolutely blow the doors
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
hungry like the wolf or Rio or something, and make you listen to some Duran
Yes.
Duran.
Listen to it. Listen to
Yeah,
it.
listen to the words.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought it was just me. I'm glad it's not.
No,
Um,
no.
Listen, Gemma, absolutely amazing. Thank you for joining me. Uh,
Thank you for having me.
brilliant list. Eclectic. I really like that. That it's.
Very eclectic.
Um, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anybody on with anything. There tends to be a theme,
Yeah, no theme.
a strand.
I always say
Um,
I think I like every type of music apart from jazz. That's what I say. That is my, yeah, I do. And
I've done a full episode on jazz.
oh, I'm not listening to that.
Um,
And I don't know why, because I love instrumental music. I love instruments. I just can't. I think it's because I don't know what it is about it. It's just too messy for me. But yeah, that's why I love festivals, because it opens you up to see. Glastonbury is the most magical place in the world, and you get to listen to things and people you would never ever listen to. Opens you up to all sorts.
yeah, I'm always open to listening to new stuff, different stuff.
Yeah.
And the good thing about this is, as I'm building my calendar for the year for guests to come on, quite a lot of input from musicians this year coming, and I'm listening to new stuff.
Yeah.
I mentioned Alexis Strum, a band, an indie band. In fact, you might like. I see ones. Really good. I've got a couple of songs that they're stuck in my head already, and they do take. I think they take. Well, I've seen their list in advance of the songs they're going to talk about, and I will tell you that there is some Oasis on there, among other things.
Okay.
So you can kind of see where, when you listen to them, you can kind of see where that indie influence
Yeah.
is. But they are very much their own sound as well. I've listened to them, and I'm kind of thinking, what's that? Who does that sound like? I just can't really place it, which is good because they've got their own sound, and I'm
Yeah.
really
Just
listening to them at the minute. Yeah,
one quick story from Glastonbury last year. I really messed up my feet. I had Achilles problem, so anyway, had really bad blisters on the back of my feet, which is not like me because I have festival boots that I've worn for years. Anyway, that is part of the story. We were in West Holt stage. Have you ever been to Glastonbury?
no,
West Holt
unfortunately,
is the most magical area in the whole of I think it's the best stage, because they have such random stuff on that stage. And then they have, I saw On Vogue there this year. I think they had Sugar Babes last year. But then like they'll have an instrumental band from Japan on there or something like that. Anyway, I had a bad foot, so I was sat dressing my feet and having some food. All of my friends went, well, I think most of my friends went off to see someone else. I can't remember who it was. And I said, I'm just going to stay here for a bit and then I'll come and find you. And then all of a sudden the field started to like completely fill with people. It was mental. And I was sat on a rug and then there was just people all around me. I wasn't sat anywhere near the front. And I was like, this is weird. And then the band started and it was the Parcels. Have you heard of the Parcels? So I was there because I had a bad foot, but oh my goodness, they were amazing. And so I have listened to them. And when we were coming back from the Oasis concert, we were on the tube, and I had drunk lots of wine. We were having a lovely time, and got speaking to the person next to me, and he said, "Oh yeah, we've been to see a band too. You probably won't have heard of them." And I saw what they called, and he said the Parcels, and I was like, "Oh, I have! I saw them last year, or this year. It was, yeah, just the summer before." So that is the joy of festivals, when you're sat on a rug with some poorly feet, trying to eat a bit of pizza, and then a band comes on, and you're like, "This is amazing. Who are these?" So yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you say about that. I come across a band, an Australian four-piece, about 10 years ago, maybe more now, maybe 13 years ago. The Jezebels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever heard of the Jezebels. Check them out. Just
Yeah.
amazing. Again, never heard of them. Listen to this. There's one song that the first song I heard was a song called "A Little Piece," and it is just a soundscape of music. It is just the vocals are phenomenal, out of this world. Got a couple of albums, and I literally just pre-order their albums when they're coming out and things. They're just amazing. And I got to see them again in Newcastle. And I actually met the lead singer Haley, and it was just fantastic. And again, just purely by chance.
Yeah.
Purely by chance.
They're the best.
Yeah, amazing. Gemma, it's been amazing. Thank you.
It's so lovely to talk to you.
Do please come back and have some more conversation with us about music. It's been amazing.
Thank you for listening, because I know I talk a lot when I start talking about music.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care, Gemma. Thank you.
Bye-bye.